Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Happy Chirp. Today I have with me Hareem from Lact Nation. Some of you may already know about her. But basically I came across her recently because, I've been pregnant and there's been a lot of things that I've been hearing about breastfeeding. In fact, बहुत सारी जो औरतें ऑलरेडी they've become mothers, वो मुझे आके कहती थी कि भाई प्रेगनेंसी भी आसान है, पोस्ट बेबी का ख्याल रखना भी आसान है, लेकिन जो मुश्किल काम है ना वो ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग है. अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल यूज्ड टू से दैट टू मी. सो आई रियलाइज्ड हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट इट इज़, बिकॉज मेरे लिए हमेशा से वो एक नेचुरल सी चीज़ थी जो हो जाती है, जो आसान होती है, बट बहुत सारे लोगों ने मुझे कहा कि इट्स क्वाइट अ स्ट्रगल. So then I found out about Hareem, जिनका एक Facebook पेज है Lact Nation, जहाँ पे she's built a community around breastfeeding to help a lot of women out there who may be struggling. मैंने खुद इनसे recently एक consultation भी ली थी, which I found extremely helpful. So then I thought I would bring her here on my podcast. So through this platform, she can help a lot of other women as well. Hi Hareem, how are you?
Hi Hamna, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. आप लाहौर से आई हुई हैं, so your time is very precious. And last week मेरी तबीयत काफ़ी ख़राब थी and हमारी podcast already schedule हुई हुई थी. And you were coming from Lahore and I've just been praying the entire week कि please first March को मेरी तबीयत बेहतर हो so that we could do this.
That's so kind. And I was constantly like looking at, someone actually told me that, check her stories, she's not feeling well. And I was like, listen, if, I would just randomly message you, maybe if you want to cancel it, just to give you that option, because I didn't want to
put that pressure
on a pregnant mom that, if she's unwell, it's okay, we can maybe do it another time or whenever. So
yeah,
I was gonna be in Islamabad anyway this weekend, so I'm glad this worked out.
You messaged me as well ke are we on for the podcast? I said yes we're on, inshallah sab theek hoega.
Inshallah.
But okay, so Hareem, can you tell us a little about Lact Nation? वो है क्या and how it was born? Lact Nation ही कहते हैं ना?
बिल्कुल, it is Lact Nation.
I don't want to embarrass myself later कि the whole time I was saying it
something
wrong.
So yes, it is Lact Nation. And actually a cousin of mine, he named it because I was thinking of a name and I couldn't figure out. And he's
बड़ा smart, clever name है.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And he's like, I named it. He still goes around saying that. But yeah, so it actually just accidentally came into being. What happened was that, of course, the way I got into breastfeeding and all of this area was that I had a child 4 years ago, and I was the only one breastfeeding anywhere close to me.
Oh, really?
Because I myself was a formula-fed baby, so my mother didn't even know much. The best part about Amma is that she never pushes her opinion. Okay, they know, and probably it also comes with my age. By now everybody's given up on you. Okay, nobody wants to tell you to do. They'll go like, "Karna isne wohi hai jo iska dil chahega." So she'll do what she wants to do anyway, and she'll figure out a way to figure it out. So they have a lot of confidence in me. That, if she wants to do something, she'll make it happen. So Amma never, tried to tell me not to breastfeed or, any kind of negativity, never ever. But the thing is that she wasn't able to help me either, right? And it really was a rude awakening for me that, this thing actually hurts and there's some issue and, there's an option that it might not work, So that was like, it was literally like a curtain lifted for me once I had my child. And then when I started looking around for support, every single person who I spoke to, whether it was a healthcare professional or anybody else, the only solution they had was to offer formula, and to offer artificial milk or to stop breastfeeding. So in my mind, that was not a solution.
That's not what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted breastfeeding to work for me, right? I did not want an alternative, right? So that's what got me reading and searching and, you know, working on it on my own. And I fixed things and, you know, things started moving in a better direction. And then, you know, for 2 years straight, because my child is, you know, my one side of my family is really, really thin and petite and all of that. Unfortunately, my child has gone on that side, and there was no way for me to figure out that she's gone on that side earlier on. And it would completely freak me out that, you know, this child is, you know, not growing on a higher percentile. A percentile is usually the chart that is based on American kids, and that's the propensity of a certain weight at a certain age for a given population, right? So it's the population, the frequency of occurrence of that weight in a population. It has little to do with the physical health of that child, right? So if your child is, let's say, on the 5th percentile, then that means that out of 100 children that represented a certain population best, 3 children were that weight and they were perfectly normal, right? So we don't understand. We think that it's like a percentage wala scene that, you know, if it's 3, it's bad. If it's 95, it's great. It's like an exam that you have to pass, which is wrong, you know. So my child was continuously growing and I was continuously being pushed by pediatricians to start formula and stop breastfeeding, that she'll fail to thrive and all of those things. So I lived with that agony that, you know, I might be hurting my child by being so stubborn about it. I might not be, you know, I hope I'm not starving her and all of those things. But it's just that she was consistently growing. And, you know, later on, once I actually started studying lactation, to this date, I always have that Excel sheet open, and she's now gonna be 4 this year. But I still have her first couple of years ka growth chart open in my computer all the time. And I still go and see it, just, you know, because it's so deeply embedded in my head that, you know, I was so scared. That fear was so deep rooted that I still see it, and every single day I am sure that she was doing perfectly fine. But nobody around me, including health professionals, were equipped with the knowledge that she was doing fine. Right? So that is what then led from, you know, the word got out that Hareem is breastfeeding her child. You know, so friends and family and people and friends, you know, they'd go like, "Oh, you want to breastfeed your child? Ask Hareem,"
because she figured something out.
Yeah, she's still at it. You know, she's not. You know, her child is growing and she's still at it. So the word got out, and then, you know, even in public circles, then slowly in another Facebook group, I would answer comments, and everybody started, you know, tagging me if there was anything. And this was way before I had studied lactation properly. And then one day on one of some of these groups, I saw, you know, people bullying a new mother, you know, who had made some mistake in her breastfeeding journey, who done something. You know, we all do that.
We're humans, will make mistakes. We haven't done this before.
We are more prone to make mistakes because we don't have the knowledge. So we need more space to make mistakes than any normal human, right? And they were ganging up on her, and they were attacking her. So I remember calling a friend of mine at 3 a.m. and I was crying. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this, but I want to do something about breastfeeding.
It was bothering you. Ke kyun ho raha hai aise?
Like, why are they doing this? I mean, there's a better way of saying this, right? So you don't do this to someone who's already, you know, down in the dumps and, you know, already dealing with so much. So you don't do this. So these 2 other people, they were just, you know, ganging up on her, and they were, you know, giving her a lot of grief. And that's when I decided that I need to do something about it. I don't know what. You know? So then along came, you know, I started reading, searching, studying, and all of that. And so I started, you know, working towards my IBCLC. No, unofficially. Now, IBCLC is the highest credential in lactation in the lactation world. So this is the International Board Certified Lactation Consultants, right? For that, you need to, if you're not a doctor or a nurse or in the healthcare, then you have to give, like, cover 14 subjects, 14 health sciences subjects.
ठीक है.
On a college level credit, right? So you have to do that. Plus you have to do 5 or 6 more courses which are about, charting and medical terminology and to be able to work in a medical setting and all of that. Plus you have to do 90 hours of lactation specific education. Plus if you have an IBCLC around you, then you can do 500 supervised hours of clinical work with them.
Achha.
Or if you don't, then you can work in a hospital or with a pediatrician and they can approve your hours, but you will need 1,000 hours for that, right? So I started working towards that, and in the meanwhile, to cover those 90 hours, I found this course which on its own was a certification, right? So I went for that. This was UC San Diego, University of California, San Diego, and I actually ended up getting a distinction in that. I got 99% marks, and I was like, whoa,
wow, that's really good.
And I was like, what is so? My husband was like, why are you like hung up on that 99.01%? And I was like, listen, I earned even that, so I'm gonna write that. So now I've calmed down a bit and I do call it 99%. So that's what I did, and I think that really opened up a lot of work. And by the way, I actually started that after I started Lacnation ka group, because before I even had that certification, I was getting Facebook inboxes ranging up to like 80 to 75 to 80 unique cases every single day. So I was getting burned out. And I thought that maybe, I'll make like a small space to put maybe 100, 200 people together, because a lot of things in breastfeeding are repetitive. Mothers are facing similar issues. So maybe if I put it all in one place, it'll be easier for them and easier for me. I made the group in April last year and it just blew up. It just blew up. Right now we're like...
Itna time nahi hua.
Yeah, it's not even been a year. And
I didn't know that. Because the group is doing really well.
It's like, it's 18,800 people amazing. Or something. And I have, people would say that, oh, are you promoting it? I was like, I haven't put in a dime. I haven't even boosted a single post.
Organically वो grow कर रही है.
Because mothers will come, they will see, they will, if they get help and something works for them, and if they find authentic information somewhere, they'll add a ton of their friends who are pregnant or who are breastfeeding, or if someone is having an issue or whatever. And then the group on its own is so active, because initially I thought that I'll keep it, it was meant for Pakistani women, because there was no such thing where, any lactation professional.
Pakistan mein to lactation consultancy is something that is unheard of.
It is unheard of.
आपके hospitals में नहीं है, कोई भी नहीं करता.
Doctors को आप जाके अगर कहते हैं तो वो आगे से हंसते हैं. I've had people who've come to me कि, there was this, in fact, my husband's student, she actually mentioned to me that when I had my baby, I had just gotten back from Canada. So I went to the hospital and I asked them, okay, so where's the lactation consultant? And they were like, what
are you talking
about? And then, there was this Aya who used to clean the place and everything. And she was like, I'm the one who usually helps in breastfeeding. And so that's the situation that goes on in
Pakistan.
In Pakistan, basically. So I started the group for Pakistani women. But slowly when, other people from outside of Pakistan wanted to get into the group, I didn't have the heart to stop them, Hamna. Matlab, how could I say that, I'm not going to let you in because you're not a Pakistani?
No.
So
mothers across the world are mothers. Yeah.
So that is what gave Lacnation the true meaning of the world. So initially the nation was supposed to be Pakistan,
but it's a nation
that knows no geographical boundaries now. The place is a melting pot. There are people on the group who write in languages I can't even understand. I have to hit translate by Facebook, and then I write in English and then they translate it to understand it. But that's the kind of crazy demographics that the group has turned into, and it's all over the world. And if you see the reviews and the things, I think I put up something because we're just about to launch our own website with, to be a knowledge platform, like people who are not on Facebook or who don't want to go through Facebook and all of that. So we're setting that up. And for that, I had to collect testimonials. And somewhere, in August, September, when we weren't even as big as we are right now, I put up a post and I got like a good 50 testimonials in like 2 days or something. And then even now, in 2 days, there are like 22 reviews on the page because, so it's just, even I don't remember most of the times that who I've helped and who I've not. But obviously that mother is a single person and she would remember what her journey was.
With you.
So a lot of times they would come and they would post, I love you, Hareem, you're great. And I was like, I love your sudden outburst of love, but were we able to help you or a friend? What's your story? So, I have to ask them that, let me know how I helped. And I'm glad that we did.
Yeah.
So that's how Lack Nation came into being.
Achha, were you expecting that Lack Nation would grow this much?
No.
At all?
No.
So, बहुत overwhelming हुआ होगा ना कि एकदम से... Right?
So remember I just told you that a friend that I called in the middle of the night that I want to do something about breastfeeding. She told me at that point in time, Hareem, make a group. And I was like, I can't even be in other people's groups because I'm not the group kind of a person. It's just too overwhelming because I'm not a group person. I can't even be in other people's group. How am I going to manage my own? This is not an idea I'm ever going to go to. That, my friends, is a sign where you say that never say never. Because that kind of blew up in my face. Because right now I'm sitting with such a huge group. And to this day, I think my group is the most loving group I've ever seen because I'm the only one who's losing her mind there. Everybody else is so loving towards each other and me.
Full of compassion, yeah.
There are no fights there.
Okay, that's
Zero
really good.
fights because I'm the only one who's like, you need to follow the rules, you need to do this, you need to do this. So I'm the only one who's messing around there. But it's just that even when and my group is so, they're all, I would say everybody who's in the group, they're also empathetic about the fact that this is way out of my comfort zone. So I do crack at times and they all huddle to save me from that. So it's like I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, no, you have to do this. You need to keep doing this. And you're amazing and this, that and the other. And I was like, dude, I'm only doing this because of you guys, So it's still a struggle for me because it's tough for me, I have forever been, someone who's worked at the back end of things. I've never been client facing even in the work that I've been doing all my life. So it's just that immediate direct contact with people is not something that I'm great at. I'm not a crowds person at all. So running a group this big is,
it's new for you. Yeah, I think, and it hasn't, like you said, कि अभी एक साल भी नहीं हुआ. So it's going to take some time before you can, really understand how this goes.
But I think my entire thing is that I need to keep the focus on the information that I'm giving out, right? So if you come to the group and if you see, I have guides or the units where I keep sharing information that just stays there. So if you're new in the group, you just go there and you can find basics and things already there. Then every single post since day one, that's what I had promised myself. Every single post is tagged with a topic. So there's a topics tab in which you can go and there's a list of common topics, the issues that mothers face. If you click on, for instance, if you're having issues with a gassy baby, so you click on gas and all the posts that have ever been,
so it's all very organized.
It's all very organized because I could not have created a space which was mishmash. And from the get-go, I wanted it to be a knowledge platform. I wanted it to be, for people to come and be able to search and help themselves instead of essentially stepping forward and asking a question. Because imagine if 18,000 people would continuously keep asking questions and that's the only way they would get information, that would not be sustainable for anyone, right? It's not a clever model. I mean, that's at least what I think. So most of the information is available for whoever can easily search. And even if because they're all tagged, so even if you search, let's say if you search cluster feeding, all posts that are tagged cluster feeding, they'll pop up, right? So that is something that I've tried to hold on to in the group, and that has worked really well for us so far. So that kind of keeps the madness on the low as well.
So when did you start doing one-on-one consultation?
So I started doing one-on-one consultation, paid consultations started somewhere in October.
Acha. This is
2020.
Very recent.
Yeah, very recently. So before that, it was always, someone reaching out and I would help them, someone reaching out and I would help them. And then once I had done the course from UC San Diego and all of those things, I became a lactation educator, counselor. Then a couple of pediatrician friends of mine pushed me that, you can't, it's not sustainable.
Obviously.
You have to start charging for your services because then, people won't, they don't take you seriously.
I was just going to say that. I was like, it's not just about how sustainable it is for you, but when you charge people, it's a lot more helpful for them. Because they're going to take the consultation very seriously.
And the information seriously, right? Because otherwise, there's
they're
also
investing in that information very logically then.
So I actually had my own consult with an IBCLC in the UK a couple of weeks ago who offers support for breastfeeding support providers as well, right? And she was like, what are your rates? These are rates. What is this?
Yeah, by
this
the way,
is ridiculous. What are you
quite
doing?
Cheap.
So she's like, girl, you're gonna burn out. And I was like, listen, first of all, I need to keep the purchase parity of my country in mind.
Yeah.
Secondly, I mean, for instance, for what I charge like 3,000 rupees, that kind of a service she's giving for 30,000 rupees equivalent in the UK, which is your relactation. Once your supply has ended and that
you have to start again.
You need to start again. So I was like, listen, I also have to see that in my country, if I give something even for 20,000 rupees or something, they will say, let this go to hell. I'll go buy formula.
So that is something you don't want to do.
That's the whole premise. The idea of the entire exercise is that, to make breastfeeding accessible again, and my heart hurts at saying that you're talking about breastfeeding and talking about it being accessible. It is something you're born with. Your body is designed to do that. Even adoptive mothers who adopt babies, even they're able to produce milk and nurse their babies. Yeah, so that's induced lactation.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's also a thing. So it's just that unfortunately, over time and over the history of humanity and its, intersections with formula companies pushing formula on the human population, our own bodies have become inaccessible for us. Our own bodies' functions, we don't understand it. We don't get to talk about it enough, even within circles that, it's not essential that you make a public show of everything. I mean, I can understand there's a lot of taboo attached to anything. When you say the word breast, everyone goes and hides. It's literally that. So, but it's just that, fair enough. I'm not here to win a battle that we need to publicly talk about this. However, I do need to advocate it publicly about the facts that we've forgotten. How breastfeeding is important for you, for your child, for your child's lifelong health. So those are the things that over generations that knowledge has dissipated and it's disappeared. So that is so fair enough. We won't talk about the physical part of the journey publicly, but do let us speak about the benefits of breastfeeding, how this is so much better. and how it's great for the mother and great for the child, and how it's really, you know, you find the best schools for your kids. You want to buy the best kind of clothes for your babies. But
so why not the best kind of milk?
The best kind of, you know, health support. You know, school kya hai? You're giving them a good introduction to the world. You know, कि आपका base अच्छा बन जाए. You know, you send them to the best preschool. You send them to the best school that, you know, if their base is settled, they'll do well anywhere. You know, why not think about health in that manner? I mean, if you talk about statistics, New Zealand, Australia, US, these places have an infant mortality rate of anywhere between 2 to 7 between for every 1,000 live births every year. Pakistan's number is 57.
Yeah.
And it hurts my heart that
and it's
most
one of the highest
it's
in
one
the
of
world.
the highest in the world.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say that, you know, most of those deaths are preventable only if those babies were breastfed.
Oh, okay.
Because most of those deaths are by diarrhea, dysentery, and all of those things. Because if a small child gets dehydrated, it's very difficult to contain that. You know, before 6 months of age, if a child gets dehydrated, it's a matter of, you know, it just goes south really quick, right? So that is the time that we need to ensure that a child does not get dehydrated. And agar in that time period, if a child gets a stomach bug, it's very difficult, especially in your rural areas and areas where and what do? They all give cow's milk diluted with water. And you know the water situation in our country. It's not... You know, drinking water is a luxury.
And you told me in our consultation as well that cow's milk is meant for cow babies.
Yeah.
उसकी जो क्या है उसकी जो उसके अंदर चीजें हैं
बिल्कुल
वो they're not meant for human babies.
Absolutely.
So it's just doesn't work biologically.
Yeah. Because species और है ना, इंसान की growth एक डिफरेंट पैटर्न पे होनी है.
हाँ, और ह्यूमंस का तो ये भी होता है कि जो आपका जो ब्रेस्ट मिल्क है इट इज क्यूरेटेड जस्ट फॉर योर बेबी.
एब्सोल्युटली.
डिपेंडिंग ऑन द नीड्स ऑफ योर बेबी
at a point in time. So
at that point in time,
if mothers who pump, they would also agree with me, if their baby is a little unwell, under the weather, whatever, their milk changes color.
Yeah.
You know, and there's also a thing that if you have a flu or your child has like a cold or something, then, you know, maybe you can pump and save that milk and use it in future whenever the baby is unwell again, you know. So because it's so chock full of antibodies to meet the need of your child in that particular moment.
Yeah, so it's like the mother and the baby work together where the mother's body is able to pick up on what's wrong with the child and then create breast milk according to what the child needs at this point in time.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing. I think वो क्यों कह रहा था कि if you're breastfeeding, you don't need to go to the doctor. Your body will solve the problem for the child itself. So tell me, जो breastfeeding है, why do a lot of people struggle or fail with it? What are the main reasons that you've sort of identified?
So, a couple of things.
Okay.
First of all, and this is a global issue, except hospitals that are following baby-friendly hospital initiative guidelines by UNICEF, except those hospitals, most hospitals in the world today will, you know, the baby will be born, they'll whisk it away, clean him up, you know, ship him off to the nursery, and then, you know, take care of the mother, get them to their room and all of that. However, you know, the natural process of birth is that the baby comes out of you and the baby is supposed to be placed on top of you.
Yeah.
A child is born with around 8 to 10 different reflexes that help the baby in initiation of breastfeeding for him. So, you know, the belly crawl, you know, the baby moves his arms, his elbows, and then they yawn, they stick their tongue out, they move their head from side to side. These are just a few of all of those things. So normally a baby would be placed on your belly and the baby will crawl up to your breast and latch on their own. Because
it's something that they've learned. They know how to do.
They know how to do it
It's
instinctively, right? And that is essential to happen for a foolproof breastfeeding initiation, you know.
So belly crawl वाली चीज़ तो बिल्कुल ही you know hospital जो है उनको हटा दिया. Although I think पाकिस्तान में ज़्यादा belly crawl तो I think कहीं पर भी नहीं हो रहा, but at least they do skin to skin. I don't think पाकिस्तान में कहीं पर भी skin to skin.
So दुनिया में बहुत सारी जगहों पे वो belly crawl करवा भी रहे हैं.
अच्छा.
So ऐसा नहीं है कि कहीं भी नहीं हो रहा, हो रहा है, कम हो रहा है. बट स्किन टू स्किन तो लाजमी ज़्यादातर जगहों पे अब दुनिया में हो रहा है. पाकिस्तान में बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो रहा है अनलेस you know someone in the hospital and you push it on them कि ये करवाना है. And by the way, एक और मिसकंसेप्शन है कि ओ सी सेक्शन में तो नहीं हो सकता और उसमें हो सकता है, नेचुरल में हो सकता है, वैजिनल बर्थ में हो सकता है. नहीं, दोनों सिचुएशन में स्किन टू स्किन तो हो सकता है ना. वो तो इमीडिएटली, इनफैक्ट सी सेक्शन अब तो ज़्यादातर आपके वो होते हैं जो स्पाइनल टैप के साथ होते हैं. यू आर अवेक थ्रू द सर्जरी. सो इमीडिएटली आफ्टर, जैसा मेरी बेटी को लाके उन्होंने, एंड आई डेंट इवन नो एट दैट टाइम कि ये क्यों कर रहे हैं, कि स्किन टू स्किन क्या होता है. वो लाके ना मेरे मुंह पे उसका मुंह लगा रहे हैं. आई वाज लाइक अच्छा यार देख लिया है ना, ले जाओ. बट देख लिया, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू फोर्स मी टू किस द चाइल्ड? आई थॉट दैट दे वर ट्राइंग टू मेक मी किस द चाइल्ड. एंड आई वाज लाइक अच्छा कर लिया है ना, ओके जाओ, ले जाओ, टेक केयर ऑफ हर. ठीक है. And I was, I didn't know but that is what also helps your hormones surge. Once the baby is born, once the placenta detaches itself from your body, that is when the hormone surge comes on. That is then, compacted with skin to skin. That gives a further surge, which helps, breastfeeding ka initiation, helps the baby in latching, helps a good start to your breastfeeding journey. So, बहुत कम ऐसे hospitals हैं जो कि ये चीज़ कर रहे हैं, right? So, for instance, I was in Karachi, so जिस वक्त my daughter was born, and this was Lady Dufferin Hospital, okay? And they did have, the support that their nurses knew a thing or two about breastfeeding, because they have a midwifery school with them and all of that, within the same thing. So, I just got lucky because, those nurses, they knew what to do. And even postpartum, they would just come and they would stand on my head every 2 hours to feed the baby. And the baby was in the room with me. She was not in the nursery, even though the nursery was like 2 rooms away from mine, but she was never in the nursery because I had told them that I want to breastfeed, right? So the baby was continuously with me. She was in the room. They would come. I was the scaredy cat kind of a person because I had never seen a newborn baby before that, and I was like, this is too small.
Too small.
This I don't want to break her. So it took me 3 days to hold my own child myself. So every 2 hours in those 3 days, they would come and they would hold the baby for me to nurse. I think that's a lot of commitment on on the part of the nursing staff as well. So you do need coming back to the question, why breastfeeding initiation doesn't happen, or we face so many issues. It's because you don't get that support. Yeah, I was clueless. I mean, I didn't have all of this knowledge that I have today about lactation, but I had support, right? I had support of my family who would see my child, with an incorrect latch, and I would writhe in pain, every time she would latch on, to the level that my husband, when he saw me nurse for the first time, he started crying. He was like, stop doing this. I'm just going to go get formula. We can't do this. And he was like, I just said that, let me give it my all. Let me give it my 100%. And if it doesn't work, I'll go get formula myself. Obviously, I had no idea why. I just wanted to breastfeed because I knew that it was the natural thing to do, right? And that is all. I had not even searched enough on the benefits of breastfeeding at that point in time, right? So my initiation got lucky, right? And I think that is when I actually started looking into how to fix it, and then as a peripheral thing, I kept, coming across benefits, and I was like, oh my God, this is what it does. Oh my God, this is, every drop of breast milk has 3 million germ-killing enzymes and things like that. So all of these things are happening, and I'm not even aware of it. So that is how, we move towards, where we are today. However, if you do not get the support of the healthcare professionals around you or your family or any of these people, then there is no reason for a mother to blame herself for a journey that has not gone on as well as it should have been. And I say this with a lot of love and with a lot of care for the women in Pakistan, that it's not too late. If you're within the first year, 8 to 10 months of your baby's life, it's not late.
Okay.
It's not late. If you have had a bad situation that has caused your nursing to not go the way you wanted it to go, then you still have hope. And relactation is a real thing. Very few lactation professionals specialize in it. I did make it a specialization of my own, and I do work on it. So, I have brought back, on paper, in textbook, we can bring back kids who have not been breastfed for up to 4 months. I've actually brought back mothers who were bone dry for 8 months.
Oh, wow.
So there is that option. So don't lose hope. I have mothers coming to me whose babies are 2 weeks old, and they're saying, oh, is it too late? Can I not do anything about this? And I go like, no, sweetheart, of course it's not too late at all. We can fix this. We can absolutely fix this. But it's just that, it has to be teamwork. The society, the hospitals, the healthcare professionals, your family. And I'm not saying that all 3 of them have to be there or you can't do anything. Every little bit helps. Any of these, anywhere, if you're getting any support, just claw on to that.
I think because हम लोगों ने ये किया हुआ है ना कि बस माँ का काम है और माँ खुद फिगर आउट करे और वो करे, बट ऐसा नहीं है. It's you need support for something like
you need support. और दूसरी बात ये कि उसमें सिर्फ माँ का काम उस वक्त होना जब माँ के ऊपर बाकी और जिम्मेदारियाँ ना हों. ठीक है. अगर आप कहते हैं कि सिर्फ माँ का काम है, तो जो इनिशियली पहले 3-4 महीने बच्चा बार बार दूध मांगेगा, ठीक है, तो उस वक्त वो माँ कैसे कर सकती है जिसने घर भी सही रखना है, खाना भी पकाना है, सफाइयाँ भी करनी हैं, वो भी. सो टेम्पररीली व्हेन यू आर प्लानिंग अ बेबी, आई वुड go to that extent that when you're planning a child, even then think of how your life is going to look like for the first year of your baby's life.
Yes, especially because if in your breastfeeding every 2 hours. What about everything else? So where will that support come from? How will the family support the woman in that time?
Absolutely. So उसमें family का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है और बहुत बड़ा role है. I get mothers coming in for a consult with me who have their mothers-in-law and their mothers and people and their husbands and people coming with them, and that really, really makes me happy because they're so inquisitive and they want to learn. They want to help their daughters-in-law or their daughters or their wives, in their journey. They want to be part of it, and that is the kind of journey that will do well, right? Because I even know of mothers who will tell their mothers-in-law that I am feeding. They'll make formula in a bottle. They'll take it to the bedroom and throw away the formula and breastfeed. There are such situations in our culture and in our country. Everywhere.
No, but why?
Because they want the baby to be formula fed. They say that there are so many myths around it.
Pressure आ रहा होता है कि formula दे दो. तुम्हारा शायद दूध कम है,
nutritious enough नहीं है, you're not good enough.
बच्चा कमजोर
है, तुम्हारे दूध में nutrition नहीं है, ये बहुत कि तुम्हारा दूध सूट नहीं कर रहा. अब मुझे कोई ये बताए कि जिस माँ ने 9 महीने उस बच्चे को अपने अंदर पाला है, उसी का अगर दूध सूट नहीं कर रहा, तो एक मतलब शेखुपुरा के पास एक XYZ गाय का दूध उसको ज्यादा सूट करेगा. प्लीज, मतलब it doesn't make sense.
And I think because formula fed babies एकदम से healthy मोटे से हो जाते हैं, but that doesn't mean that they are healthy. they're just
आप वो देखो ना, so yeah, they're just bigger in size, which is not necessarily healthy, right? So health को हम equate करते हैं chubbiness से, and formula fed
मोटा गोलू बोलू नहीं है तो
बच्चा गोलू
कमजोर है.
breast fed babies भी मैं गोलू मोलू देखती हूँ, ठीक है, बिल्कुल होते हैं, लेकिन वो तब होंगे जब आपकी फैमिली में टेंडेंसी होगी ना, आपकी फैमिली का जो फिजिकल स्टेचर है वो ट्रांसलेट होना चाहिए ना. वरना आप देखो, अगर आप लाइन में खड़ा कर लो डिफरेंट बॉडी टाइप्स के माँ बाप, ठीक है, और उनके बच्चे जो सारे फॉर्मूला फेड हैं, वो सारे बच्चे एक ही साइज के होंगे, ठीक है. आप उसी तरह का एक ग्रुप बना लें ऑफ ब्रेस्ट फेड बेबीज. एवरी चाइल्ड विल हैव देयर ओन डिफरेंट ग्रोथ कर्व, एज लॉन्ग एज योर चाइल्ड इज स्टिकिंग टू देयर ओन ग्रोथ कर्व, ठीक है, दे आर परफेक्टली फाइन. They're perfectly fine, and there's nothing to worry about. जो मेरी बेटी के साथ हुआ, I mean my entire ननियाल is like सीख सलाई, बिल्कुल तिनके जैसे, सब पतले पतले, हाइट्स भी बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. हाइट उसकी बढ़ रही है, वज़न नहीं बढ़ता अभी भी, you know, so it's like a constant thing, and she's healthy, she speaks 3 languages, she's active, you know, loves the park more than food. I mean, so it's just that it is a very huge part of your child's weight gain is genetic. And you can't yourself be petite and then expect a huge child only because it looks cute. I mean, would you want to go for cute, or would you want to go for lifelong health? Because I mean, as we discussed earlier as well, formula milk is usually based on either जो lactose free होता है वो soy based होता है, या फिर आपका cow's milk based होता है. So normal formula is all cow's milk based, right? अब उसके अंदर 90% more protein होता है, because it has to physically make a calf, you know, turn a calf into an ox in a year, right? And a human being, और उसका ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट उतना नहीं होता, ठीक है, एक गाय के बच्चे का, बट ह्यूमन बेबी फिजिकली उतना बड़ा नहीं होगा इन अ ईयर, बट मेंटल डेवलपमेंट, उसकी ब्रेन डेवलपमेंट बहुत तेज होती है. सो इसकी तो देयर आर स्टडीज एज वेल, देयर इज रिसर्च दैट बैक्स दिस, दैट, एंड आई विल आल्सो लाइक शेयर अ लिंक विद यू इफ एनीवन inboxes you or you know DMs you can also share that link with them if they want to do their own reading on it, that you know it has been proved that breastfed babies actually have a better brain development, because they've monitored their brain development and their growth and all of that. And there are no two ways about it, because it naturally also makes sense ना कि एक species है, उसके लिए जो specific nutrition है वो उसके लिए सही काम कर रही है, as opposed to another species and you bring that in, right? So वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. फिर एक और चीज़ के you know, बच्चा सो नहीं रहा, फॉर्मूला देते हैं तो सो जाता है, अच्छा, आराम से सो जाता है. पहले 3-4 महीने बच्चे को सोना भी उतना नहीं होता, ठीक है. इन लॉन्ग स्ट्रेचेस सोना जो है वो उसके लिए इंस्टिंक्टिवली नुकसानदेह है. अ न्यू बॉर्न बेबी विल नॉट हैव लॉन्गर स्ट्रेचेस ऑफ स्लीप. उसका पेट का साइज़ बहुत छोटा है, उसको बार बार फीड करना है. फॉर्मूला जब ओवर स्टफ करेगा और वो हैवी हो जाएगा बेबी का पेट, और वो उसके अंदर से वो जब सेमी अनकॉन्शियसनेस में चला जाएगा, तो आप उसको प्लीज़ इक्वेट ना करें विद हेल्थी sleep, okay? It's not. If you, and I can imagine that first 3 months of your child's life are very tough. They're exhausting because you're also recovering from a 9-month-old, मतलब 9-month long ordeal, ठीक है. आपकी body has been running a marathon even when you're like sitting like this, ठीक है. And it's important for us to know कि उस वक्त आपकी एग्जॉस्शन लेवल्स जो है ना वो नॉर्मल से ज़्यादा होंगे. आम हालात में आप रातों को जाग लेंगे, लेकिन उस वक्त आपकी बॉडी भी रिकवर कर रही है, आपकी बस हो जाती है सही में. सो उसमें ये होता है कि इंस्टेड ऑफ यू नो स्विचिंग फ्रॉम ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग और गिविंग अ फॉर्मूला बॉटल या वट एवर, it's a good idea to get help during the day. You know, catch up on your sleep during the day. Ask someone to keep an eye on the baby for like an hour or 2. Catch up on your sleep in form of smaller naps. That's what helps most. ठीक है. बॉटल अगर आपने बच्चे को लगा दी at any stage, वो या अपना लैच वीकन कर लेगा, which will in turn kill your supply, और the baby will eventually or immediately reject your breast.
I think ये भी तो होता है ना कि because when mothers are struggling a little with breastfeeding, तो आपके इर्द गिर्द जो लोग होते हैं आपको कहते हैं कि बच्चा भूखा रह रहा है तो तुम फॉर्मूला दे दो एंड ऑब्वियसली एनी मदर वुड फील प्रेशर कि ओ मैं अपने बच्चे को
भूखा तो ना
भूखा रख रही हूँ तो ठीक है आई विल स्टार्ट फॉर्मूला एज वेल एंड आई विल यू नो डू एवरीथिंग. बट उसमें ये होता है कि वंस द बेबी टेक्स द निपल, द आर्टिफिशियल निपल, तो उसके बाद
वो उसकी लैच वैसी रहती ही नहीं है. उसमें होता ये बिकॉज एनाटमी है ना. बच्चे को जितना काम करना पड़ता है ऑन योर ब्रेस्ट, ठीक है, बॉटल इज लिटरली पोरिंग मिल्क इनटू हिज माउथ, तो फिर वो फ्लो प्रेफरेंस आ जाती है. ठीक है, बच्चे को वो प्लस ये कि वो छोटा मुंह खोलता है, उसके मुंह में वो निपल आ जाता है. ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग में बच्चे को यौन की तरह मुंह खोलना है, उसको उसकी आदत हो जाती है. ठीक है, और फिर वो रोता है जब वो छोटा मुंह खोलेगा और उतना दूध नहीं आएगा फ्रॉम योर ब्रेस्ट. ठीक है, तो बच्चा रोएगा,
और फिर वो रिजेक्ट
कर देगा कि यार यहाँ ये तो काम ही नहीं कर रहा.
एंड देन ऑब्वियसली देन यू गेट स्टक इन दैट
विशियस साइकिल. सो उसमें ये है कि एंड अगेन आई डू नॉट से दैट starve your child under any circumstances. I mean, if you come on the group, I actually tell mothers जिनका मैं ascertain कर लेती हूँ कि इनका supply low है, obviously you'll have to give formula. You don't have any milk donor banks in Pakistan, right? So you'll have to give formula along with, you know, working on your supply to build it back, right? लेकिन उसका तरीका है, आप बॉटल से मत दें. अच्छा. आप कप एंड स्पून से दीजिए, सिरिंज से दीजिए.
So people don't know this. This is one question that I asked you as well.
Yeah.
कि you know if I want to pump.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
Right.
And I know that I might have to do that because if I want to get back to work and everything, then I need to pump, right?
Right.
But if I start pumping, I might end up exclusively pumping because my child will stop taking my breast. Yeah. And that's when I found out from you कि तो feeder bottle देना ज़रूरी नहीं है.
है ही नहीं. तो उसमें होता ये कि पहले 4 महीने तक थोड़ा सा आपका वो होता है कि आपको किसी भी इस तरह ऑल्टरनेट मेजर से आपको देना शुरू करना होता है. ठीक है, सो वो बच्चा जो है वो क्योंकि सिप सिप करके ले रहा होता है, फ्लो नहीं होता, यू नॉट पोरिंग इट इनटू द माउथ. बिल्कुल आप उसको वो कर रहे होते हैं, आप उसको पेस कर रहे होते हैं. ठीक है, और वो थोड़ा थोड़ा जा रहा होता है, तो बच्चा ब्रेस्ट रिजेक्ट नहीं करता. ठीक है, लेकिन ये कि वंस द चाइल्ड इज 4 months old, यू कैन टोटली इंट्रोड्यूस अ सिपी कप, एन एज अप्रोप्रिएट सिपी कप, एंड देन वहाँ से सिपी कप कर लें. 6 महीने के बाद यू कैन इवन गिव एन ओपन कप, नॉर्मल ग्लास कप से आप बच्चे को दूध दें, बिल्कुल बच्चा पीता है, बड़े आराम से पीता है. देखिए, इन एनी केस इवन इफ यू बॉटल फीडिंग योर चाइल्ड, तो आप उसको दे के छोड़ के तो नहीं चले जाते ना, आप बैठ के पिलाते ही है ना. तो आप वही आप ग्लास से पिला लें. द रियलिटी ऑफ इट इज़ दैट आपने जल्दी नहीं करनी है. ठीक है, सो वो जो है कि 5 मिनट में पिला के फारिग करें एंड देन यू गो ऑन टू डूइंग समथिंग दैट विल देन wreck the entire process of the child latching on. And even in that scenario, if you don't have a choice, I mean, I like to cover all aspects because everyone has their own life, bhai. मतलब हर एक की circumstances
फर्क होते हैं.
बिल्कुल. So अगर वो भी नहीं है, then I would suggest कि go for exclusive pumping. Why would you go for formula even then?
हाँ. So just pump.
Yeah, just pump. Just pump. Make your regimen, अपना जो उसकी routine है settle कर लें. हाँ, ये है that you have to be like military strict on that. But because if you miss pumping sessions or whatever, then your supply can, you know, it'll decline.
So one of the reasons why some women quit breastfeeding as well is because it hurts, you know. हाँ, so वो जो है they sort of give up क्योंकि उनसे फिर नहीं होता. And like you said, your husband was like, छोड़ दो, you know, it's torture for you. Don't put yourself through that. And I understand that a lot of women probably want to continue, but people around them will see them in torture and out of concern and love they will say, छोड़ दो, कोई बात नहीं, क्यों अपने ऊपर इतना प्रेशर डाल रही हो, फॉर्मूला है ना तो दे दो. और वो I keep telling my husband that, by the way, कि don't say this to me. I know that it may come from
him.
Yeah, it may come from him because he's a sort of person who will just quickly want to make things easier for me. You know, he will be like, अच्छा ये क्या नहीं, you know, don't put yourself through this. So he's the sort of person, and I keep telling him that no, I want your support. इस तरह कि no, हमना, you can do this. You know, find the solution and we'll find the
solution.
Give
him my number. He can call me if you're in pain. That's the thing.
कि हम figure out कर लेंगे. Just don't discourage me from the breastfeeding. So I know कि a lot of women, they go through that pain and they go through that woe, and then obviously family जो है वो, you know, वो feel भी करती है, तो वो फिर encourage करती है. So what should those women do जो इस pain में होती हैं, और ये क्यों होता है?
Okay. So here's the thing. I like to do this experiment, and I think because you spoke to me that, you wanted me to come here and do this. So isliye I kind of held back on it in our session, and I wanted to do it with you in person.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Here's a little experiment that I do with mothers usually in that session. That touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue, like near your teeth. This part is hard, right? Right? Now keep your tongue there and push it to the back of your mouth. पीछे हलक के पास लेके जाए. That's soft.
Hard palate आगे होती है, soft palate
पीछे, right?
बिल्कुल.
ठीक है. So here's the thing. It is exactly the same in a baby's mouth, right? If the nipple is placed nearer to the teeth, it's in the front, it's a shallow latch, then it'll rub against the roof of the mouth, जो आपका तालू कहलाता है, right? उस पर रब करेगा और उसकी एब्रेजन से कट्स होंगे, ब्रूजेस होंगे, ब्लीडिंग होगी, वो सारा कुछ होगा, तकलीफ होगी, right? अगर ब्रेस्ट की प्लेसमेंट ठीक होगी ना, इफ इट्स अ डीप इनफ लैच जितना चाहिए होता है, तो वो हार्ड पार्ट को टच भी नहीं करेगा, द सेंसिटिव पार्ट ऑफ योर निपल, राइट? एंड दैट इज कंप्लीटली पेनलेस.
ओके, सो लैच में प्रॉब्लम होता है.
लैच है. It has to be. So anybody, whether you're pediatrician or your lactation professional or anyone, whoever, tells you while you're in pain that, oh, your latch looks perfect. No, it's not. Okay. As long as there is pain, there's something wrong. There's something happening.
Breastfeeding is... Correct breastfeeding is not supposed to hurt.
It's not supposed to hurt. The only feeling that you need to get is a slight pull or a tugging feeling. Okay? Sometimes some mothers feel a little tingling feeling when the letdown happens. Others don't. I never felt a letdown, by the way. So, but a lot of mothers do feel that, right? So there's that, right? But an incorrect latch will always hurt. That is it.
So
that
basically,
is really it.
तो यही प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, बिकॉज अब लैक्टेशन कंसल्टेशन मिसिंग है. तो अ वुमन हु इज स्ट्रगलिंग, वो उसको पता ही नहीं है कि उसका मसला लैच में है, और वो कहेगी कि ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग तो मैं करा ही नहीं सकती.
ये इतनी तकलीफ दे बिकॉज वो वाकई हम ना वो इतनी तकलीफ दे होती है. आई एम नॉट किडिंग. आई हैव बीन थ्रू इट. आई हैव बीन थ्रू एन इम्प्रॉपर लैच वाला बच्चा. इट इज मैं आधा कुरान तो मैं उसमें ही पढ़ जाती थी ना, जो मुझे याद होता, मेरे बस आंसू बह रहे होते थे. आई वुड कर्ल माई टोज द सेकेंड शी वुड लैच ऑन. इट वॉज सो पेनफुल. ठीक है. सो एंड आई हैड नो आइडिया दैट दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ अ लैच. एंड आई जस्ट
यू जस्ट थॉट कि बस ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग तो एक बहुत पेनफुल चीज़ है.
ये बहुत पेनफुल चीज़ है. एंड एवरीबडी अराउंड यू टेल्स, हाँ शुरू में सबको दर्द होता है, ये ठीक हो जाता है ओवर टाइम. नहीं भाई, ओवर टाइम बच्चे का मुंह बड़ा हो जाता है. ठीक है. सो आप इनिशियली उसको क्योंकि सही से फीड कर नहीं रहे होते, तो वो उसका मुंह उतना उसको खोलने की बाद में जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
Basically needs to be bigger and proper and near the soft palate.
Near the soft palate.
Yeah.
Your nipple needs to reach near the baby's throat. ठीक है. So that the baby is, जो उसका movement का motion है ना, वो होगा, वो आपके areola पे नहीं होगा, not on the dark part of your breast. It'll be on the lighter part of your breast.
Right.
So that वो उधर से compress करेगा, तो अंदर से जो उस आपके ducts हैं, उनसे दूध compress होके निकलेगा.
Okay.
Right? So अगर वो शुरू में करेगा, तो आपके areola या निपल में तो दूध नहीं है ना, आपके ब्रेस्ट में है. ठीक है. वहां से उसको आने में प्रॉब्लम.
और जाहिर है अगर लैच ठीक नहीं होगा तो मिल्क सही से एक्सप्रेस नहीं होगा, विच मे ऑल्सो लीड टू सप्लाई इशूज. आई assume.
Yes, absolutely. So a wrong latch or a bad latch will always lead to supply issues. Mine braved through it because मैंने कहीं पढ़ लिया था breast compressions के बारे में.
ठीक है.
So even with the bad latch, from day one I was continuously
expressing yourself.
I was hand expressing while my baby was latched on.
सही.
ठीक है. So मैं शायद उसमें बच गई. But apart from that, it's a short way of your supply becoming inadequate in a heartbeat.
This entire situation where women can't latch or they feel like कि उनका supply कम है, या उनको दर्द होता है तो वो छोड़ देती हैं, या family pressure, या वही formula दे दो, भूखा कर रही हो and stuff like that. It leads to a lot of guilt in a lot of women. So, and obviously they feel like कि उनकी अपनी गलती है and they failed as a mother. What do you have to say about that?
I'm glad that we're talking about this because this is something that's very close to my heart, and I deal with this every single day. There's a lot of work that women in general need in our country in order to, live our lives the way we are supposed to. I think it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It needs continuous work for a very long time. But the fact is that it gets multi-fold more impactful when your child is involved. Okay? So उस सिचुएशन में आपको होता है कि आपसे अगर आगे पीछे कोई आपको कोई कहता है ना कि हाँ ये बुरी है या ये बदतमीज़ है या इसको कोई ये मसला है, वो आप फिर भी उसको जाने देते हैं, आप टपा जाते हैं उसको. बट अगर कोई ये कहता है ना कि ये अच्छी माँ नहीं है, वो आपके दिल में लग जाती है बात. चाहे आपको उस बंदे की शक्ल से नफरत ही हो, आपको वो पसंद भी ना हो, ना वो आपकी ज़िंदगी में इम्पॉर्टेंट हो. चाहे कोई इन अ लिफ्ट आप कहीं जा रहे हैं ना, लिफ्ट के अंदर भी कोई कह देना कि हाय कैसी माँ है, ठीक है, 4 दिन आपके दिमाग में वो बात फंसेगी. ठीक है. सो ये वो चीज़ है विच इज़ दे हिट यू वेयर इट हर्ट्स द मोस्ट. ठीक है. एंड दैट आई फील लीव्स लाइफ लॉन्ग इशूज फॉर वुमेन mentally. And I feel that I always equate this guilt with grief, and I think it's a misconception when we are perceiving it as guilt.
Okay.
So anybody who's feeling any kind of guilt that they weren't able to breastfeed their baby or whatever they've done with their child, unless you're snorting cocaine and feeding your baby, you have no reason to be guilty. ठीक है ना, मतलब आप कोई नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा रहे. कोई माँ जानबूझ के अपने बच्चे को तकलीफ नहीं देती. ठीक है. सो ये चीज़ हमें अपने अंदर से निकालनी है और हमें ये सोचना है एवरी टाइम यू फील गिल्टी कि ओ आई हैव हैड टू गो बैक टू वर्क, आई हैवंट स्पेंट इनफ टाइम विद माई चाइल्ड. Look at the quality of the 4 hours that you do spend with your child, not the quantity. Right? Every time you feel that I wasn't able to breastfeed my baby and that's leading to maybe, a lot of illnesses and all of that, always remember that you're grieving. Guilt is usually grief. Mostly in mothers, guilt is most of the times it is grief that they're not giving themselves space to to grieve through, to process. So process your grief.
So matlab if you're constantly going to take it as guilt, you're not really going to deal with it. But if you take it as grief, then you will deal with it
and get over it. And like I said earlier, if you're within the first year of your child's life, then things can be done to get you back. But if you're beyond that, it is time to give yourself a break. You did not fail. The society around you failed.
You did not know either.
You did not know.
Or you did not have support, or you had some sort of pressure. Yeah.
कोई भी इस तरह की चीज़ है, knowledge नहीं है. And that, I think that goes towards the society, कि हमारी society अभी इस लेवल पे नहीं पहुंची है कि हमें ये information freely available हो. Which is what we are trying to change with Lack Nation, right? But obviously it's a journey.
Yeah, so it's basically a lack of support and a lack of information. And it's not the mothers. They can't blame themselves.
It's never the mother's fault. I do not buy it that it's ever a mother's fault that she will not breastfeed. If a mother knows, I'm all for informed decision making, right?
So educated अगर वो खुद decision लेती है, that's a different thing.
उनको पता हो कि formula क्या है और ब्रेस्ट मिल्क क्या है. मैं मान ही नहीं सकती कि किसी औरत को जिसको ये मालूम हो कि फॉर्मूला की कॉम्पोजिशन क्या है और ब्रेस्ट मिल्क की कॉम्पोजिशन क्या है और ये जितने बेनिफिट्स हमने डिस्कस किए हैं ये क्या हैं, ये क्या चीज़ें हैं, विच इज़ वी रियली जस्ट बेयरली स्क्रैच द सर्फेस. ठीक है. आई प्रॉब्ली लाइक chewed your brain for such a long time over those, right?
But there's
so much about it. So अगर एक औरत को वो information ही नहीं है, वो कैसे informed decision ले सकती है? उसको पता ही नहीं है कि formula जो है उसके नुकसानात क्या हैं या breast milk कितना उससे बेहतर है. ठीक है. सो वो कैसे एक इन्फॉर्म डिसीजन ले सकती है और फिर वो कैसे अपने आप को ब्लेम कर सकती है फॉर एनी डिसीजन दैट शी इज मेड. सो द ब्लेम इज नेवर द वुमेन्स इन दिस सिचुएशन, नॉट एट ऑल. इट इज़ दैट of the society at large, it is that of her support system, it is that of lack of education.
Okay, so hamari society, because we're talking about lack of support from society and all of these things, dekhiye, most first time moms will turn to their mothers or their mother-in-laws for support. They can't expect their husbands to know anything about this. So, or anybody, you know, so they'll turn to their mothers and their mother-in-laws. But I feel like वो support जो उनको breastfeeding के लिए चाहिए होता है वो नहीं मिलता. तो वो क्या है, वो इस तरह क्यों है?
So, okay, I also wrote about this in Dawn last year.
Achha.
But I very strongly believe that our village is broken when it comes to breastfeeding. Okay? And there's a reason behind it.
Okay.
उसमें ये है कि around the 60s, formula marketing around the world was at its peak. ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही थी. और around that time, African countries, man, you can look this up. There's a lot of history there and all of that. उनके ऊपर केस हुआ था. African countries में उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा formula pushing की थी to also sell their bottled water with it because there was lack of water. So it was a commercial decision to push formula to convince mothers that their milk is not nutritious enough and this dabba will serve their child better. And for that, obviously, they can't use the regular water because that's not. So they would also sell their water there and then they would also sell their formula there, for which they were taken to court.
Achha.
And they lost. They had to pay like a hefty amount of money and, you know, pull out their wo and everything. Fast forward to the 80s, WHO actually developed an entire code in 1983 of marketing of breast milk substitutes. And to this day, so you will see that infant formula cannot be publicly marketed. Achha. You will always see the formula marketing for formula that is meant for 1 year or above.
Sahi.
Right? So under 1 year का आपको कहीं marketing नजर नहीं आएगी because legally they cannot. ठीक है? If we report them, तो those companies are dinged.
अच्छा.
ठीक है? So वो वाली चीज़ है and that code is a global code.
ठीक है.
ठीक है? So what happened here was that while all of this was happening and it was, you know, around the world, our journey in Pakistan was at a place that, you know, for instance, our mothers became mothers somewhere in the 80s and 90s, right? Okay. Mine 80s, you know, I'm sure yours was 90s, but it's just that, you know, so in the 80s, there was formula pushing was at its peak in our part of the world because we weren't as developed to reach the place where WHO had taken the developed world,
Achha.
right? And it was just, you know, 83 was when they started pushing out that code and implementing it in different countries, and it took a while to reach here, right? Our mothers were told that formula is also a status symbol. It's expensive. Okay? So you have to buy it.
I think
and breastfeeding is like a lower
primitive.
हाँ, primitive वो ये गरीबों का काम है. ठीक है ना? पहली तो एक वो चीज़ आई. दूसरी चीज़ ये आई, they were convinced that your bodies are deficient. You don't eat well. You're not, you know, literally it's not possible for you to eat well enough to make nutritious milk. So here's a box which will give your child everything it needs. You are insufficient. Another blow to the mother's mental health. ठीक है ना?
And if a woman starts believing she's insufficient, so she'll obviously give the formula because she'll be like, ये
this is the better thing for my child. Na? So a mother would always put her child's best you know, their best interests at in the forefront. So that is the group of people. If you go like a generation before that, like my nani's generation, for instance, my nani was supposed to be very mod squad, ke, oh, she has a pump. So she used to have a pump back then. And it's just that us zamane mein, it had started dissipating because this was, you know, the 50s, the 40s, 60s, 40s to 60s ke zamane mein. This had started turning around to formula being more important and all of that. So they still had some level of knowledge, but they still looked at formula with a lot of awe. Okay, oh, this is like the, so cool,
it had that cool factor.
Cool factor. By the time my mother became a mother, it had taken over. So really, the women with the correct information to really support your breastfeeding journey were our great grandmothers. So we're that, far removed from the actual help that we could. वो एक या दो generations दरमियान में ऐसी आई हैं जिनको बेचारों को exposure ही ऐसा मिला, उनके इर्द गिर्द everything was forcing them to believe otherwise. Okay? That formula is the best thing for their child. That has actually caused कि और रात को तो एक बॉटल दे ही दो, ठीक है, रात को एक बॉटल दे दो फॉर्मूला की, रात को तो फॉर्मूला देना ही होता है. नहीं भाई, नहीं देना होता, ठीक है, वरना ह्यूमन रेस एक्सटिंक्ट ना हो जाती केवमैन के टाइम पे. मतलब वहाँ पे कहाँ से फॉर्मूला आता.
गुड पॉइंट.
सो इट्स जस्ट दैट कि नहीं ये तो हर 2 घंटे पे जाग रहा है या बच्चा हर घंटे पे या आधे घंटे पे दूध मांग रहा है. वो क्लस्टर फीडिंग जो हो रही होती है, जो आपका दूध एक्चुअली बढ़ाने का प्रोसेस होता है, उसमें जब आप इंटरवीन कर देते हैं फॉर्मूला से, आपकी बॉडी की स्टिमुलेशन रह जाती है. इन अ वीक और 2 योर सप्लाई इज इनएडिक्वेट बिकॉज द बेबी इज बिगर एंड योर सप्लाई डिडंट ग्रो विद द बेबी. ठीक है, सो जो बार बार बच्चा दूध मांगता है, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर देयर ग्रोथ. सो वो ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो कि लोग बहुत परेशान हो जाते हैं. और बिकॉज हमारी माएँ, हमारी नानियाँ, दादियाँ, even they had tainted information, so they're not able to help us as well as they can. And honestly, I mean, I want to work myself out of a job because the kind of work that I'm doing, I want to empower women and I want them to know the facts so that they can, when women come to me, I go like, if you come to me again for the same issue like 2-3 times, then I'm not doing my job right. Because I need to be able to give you enough knowledge in this session so that your breastfeeding journey goes smoother. You're able to take charge of it on your own. So don't look forward to follow-up sessions. I only ask for those in case, there's a very dire need and I do need to monitor or there's some issue. But otherwise, it's important for us to explain to women. So for instance, I won't ever tell anyone to do a certain thing a certain way without telling them what it's doing to their bodies. Because that
पूरा explain करके.
Because that also, gets their buy-in because they know कि if they don't do this, तो ये नुकसान भी होगा. ठीक है ना. अगर मैं सिर्फ एक चीज़ कह दूँ तो वो skip कर जाएं अपना pumping या कोई इस तरह की चीज़ या बच्चे को दूध पिलाना या कोई और चीज़, if they don't know what it's doing to their bodies. So helping, yes, as a professional is one thing, but it's also about making sure they don't need more help.
So a lot of women actually don't even know about pumping.
Yes.
वो क्योंकि आई थिंक इतना कॉमन नहीं है यहाँ पर. सो पम्पिंग जो है थोड़ी सी न्यू चीज़ है बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए. इट्स वेरी ब्लैक एंड वाइट, या वो ब्रेस्ट फीड कर रहे हैं या फिर वो डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला कर रहे हैं. और इस चीज़ का मुझे इससे भी हुआ कि मैंने रिसेंटली आई शेयर्ड माई पम्प ऑन माई स्टोरीज. तो लॉट ऑफ पीपल सेड ये क्या होता है, what is this and how does it work? So a lot of people don't know about pumping. So उसमें मैंने पूछना था कि एक तो can you tell a little about pumping to people and how beneficial it is, and also because breastfeeding तो लोग कहते हैं ना कि it's also beyond just feeding, तो वो एक bonding है, तो वो एक वो है. So do you think कि अगर कोई exclusively pump कर रहा है, so they're
missing out on something? Okay, so इसका बहुत ना amongst the fraternity of lactation professionals बहुत differing point of view है, and I'll share what I feel, how I feel about it. पहली चीज़ तो सबसे बड़ी ये कि आपके grades हैं. Obviously the best possible thing is that you're able to nurse your child directly. Their saliva gets absorbed into your skin and that's what gives your body the signal to produce tailor-made milk.
Tailor-made milk,
right?
हाँ.
The second level is that if for some reason you're not able to do that, then you pump, and you can do both of them side by side. If you're away for X number of hours during the day, then you can pump, and that can be given in your absence, and when you're with the baby, you can nurse them directly. And then we come to exclusive pumping. अब pumping से जो दूध मिल रहा है, that is the next step to breastfeeding directly. ठीक है, बिकॉज बच्चे का उतना कॉन्टैक्ट नहीं है, लेकिन ये भी नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही बॉन्डिंग नहीं है या कॉन्टैक्ट नहीं है. ऑफ कोर्स यू हग योर चाइल्ड, यू होल्ड योर बेबी, यू किस योर चाइल्ड, यू स्मेल देयर हेड, फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम. बट इट्स जस्ट दैट ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स आर ऑब्वियसली गोइंग इनसाइड योर बॉडी, एंड दैट डज हेल्प टेलर योर मिल्क. दैट इज समथिंग दैट पीपल डोंट normally talk about. Okay, there are other ways. It's not just the latch that, of course, that is the highest level of contact, and it is even better, but it's not that all is lost.
Okay.
In terms of exclusively pumping. At least you're giving your child species specific milk and mother specific milk. A child who's born to you is getting milk from you.
I think it's a great invention.
It is fantastic.
It's bridged such a gap, like such a big issue.
And
is
do you know
resolved.
that the first pumps were used by Greeks?
Achha.
It's that old.
Achha.
The technology is not new at all.
Achha.
I mean, obviously we've now like refined it to a level that we have suction settings and speed settings and all of those, and obviously those were probably like just a flange with a pipe or with the suction device or something of that sort. So they were very primitive, but this was even used by the Greeks, and the earliest documented proof of pumps being used is from the 1800s. So it's been around. It's been around for quite a while. And like I said, I mean, my nanny would have a pump when this was in the 50s or something. This was back in the 50s. So, I personally do not. The only reason I ask mothers to steer clear from any bottle usage at all is if they want to nurse the child directly in any quantity. If they want to go for exclusive pumping, then there's no issue. Then they can give a bottle.
बॉटल से ही वो कर लें.
बिल्कुल दें, बिल्कुल ठीक है, वो बिल्कुल दें. लेकिन अगर आपको बच्चे को लैच कराना है और आपको साथ साथ पंप भी करना है, तो आप बॉटल नहीं देंगे.
So you give a syringe or a cup.
Feeding syringe, cup and spoon से. So आपको बहुत सारी e-commerce की वेबसाइट पे मिल जाते हैं स्पून फीडर्स, और वैसे भी पब्लिकली भी बेबी शॉप्स वगैरह पे मिल जाते हैं. They're meant for older babies that at 6 months when you introduce solids या कुछ भी, तो वो आप उससे सेमी सॉलिड्स देते हैं. लेकिन वी यूज देम फॉर ब्रेस्ट मिल्क जब बच्चे को, अगर जो लैचिंग बेबी है ना उसके लिए, बिकॉज वो बॉटल की तरह का होता है और उसके आगे स्पून एक लगा होता है, ठीक है, इंस्टेड ऑफ अ निपल. ठीक है, तो यू जस्ट प्लेस इट एट द टिप ऑफ योर बेबीज लिप्स एंड लेट देम लैप इट अप और सिप इट फ्रॉम देयर.
Sahi, and then they won't reject the rest.
Yes.
So there's lots of ways to go about these things, right? And there are a lot of solutions, but वो ये ना कि वो solutions लोगों को पता ही नहीं है. Like ये चीज़ मुझे पता ही नहीं थी कि आप ये भी कर सकते हो. For me it was like breast or bottle.
Yeah. बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
नहीं, और वो यही है कि ये information at least तो publicly available होनी चाहिए. मतलब आप किसी प्रोफेशनल के पास तब जाएं when you hit a road block or when you hit a bump in the road, कोई इशू है या कोई मसला हो, ये चीज़ें तो naturally available होनी चाहिए. So I'm also developing fact sheets that people can download from the website and all of those things. So there's a lot of information that I feel that mothers need to have with them.
Yeah. Okay, so lactation, do you think this is a problem that we have in Pakistan? Do you think कि एक 100% होनी चाहिए consultation after when a woman is becoming a first time mom? So this should be part of the process here.
I think, देखो, with the given situation, I feel that it should be a conversation through her pregnancy. The way you came to me, na, in your pregnancy and all of that. But it's just that अगर तो आपके पास वो सारी नॉलेज है ना, तो यू सबसे बड़ा जो आपकी पावर होती है ना, वो ये होता है when to raise a red flag, when to ask for help. So now, after you've been through that session with me, now you will know whenever you, वेट डायपर्स पूरे नहीं हो रहे,
हाँ.
बच्चे तकलीफ हो रही है लैच में, किसी किस्म की कोई ऊंच नीच आएगी, इन ऑल ऑफ दोज क्राइटेरिया दैट आई हैव शेयर्ड विद यू, ठीक है, you will know when to raise a red flag
instead of normal क्या है और क्या normal नहीं है.
And you'll, instead of allowing that issue to escalate to a level that you lose your supply, or the baby starves, anything drastic, obviously वो एक it ranks up to that, ठीक है ना, it doesn't immediately happen, ठीक है. So वो चीज़ें जो हैं वो I feel कि अगर आप प्रेगनेंसी में बात करो तो आपके पास, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, दिमाग में स्पेस ज़्यादा होता है और आपके हाथ पैर फारिग होते हैं, ठीक है ना, बिकॉज वंस द बेबी इज़ हेयर फॉर द फर्स्ट लेट्स से 8 to 10 months ऑफ लाइफ भी बेबी का आपको मतलब हर वक्त नज़र रखनी होती है कि वो रोल करके इधर तो नहीं चला गया, वो उधर तो नहीं चला गया. यू जस्ट हैव मोर प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड उस वक्त. और मैं चाहूँगी भी नहीं कि उसके बाद आप 2 घंटा निकालें, ठीक है, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट रियलिस्टिकली पॉसिबल फॉर अ न्यू मदर टू डू दैट. वो रेस्ट कब करे, वो बच्चे को कब देखे, एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो आई डू हैव अ postnatal session, but that's like maximum an hour long, and that basically discusses things that if if there's an issue, then how we take care of that. And then of course I do my clinic at Lahore Children's Center in Lahore, which is on the main boulevard, Gulberg, or I sit there twice a week. So I have my lactation clinic set up there.
अच्छा.
ठीक है. So वो people in Lahore can actually come there, and I usually say कि मतलब अगर आप आ सकते हैं ना, तो जो physical consult होता है ना, that is much better than anything else, ठीक है, because then a lot of times there'll be questions and there'll be things that you might not even have, you might not even have those questions, but when you came in, I would see something and I would investigate and we'll catch something or nip something in the bud, ठीक है. So वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. इसलिए मैं ये कहती हूँ कि अगर आप प्रेगनेंसी से अपने आप को एजुकेट करना शुरू हो जाओगे ना, आपको कम से कम ये पता चल जाएगा कि मुझे जाने की ज़रूरत है या नहीं है, ठीक है. आपको ज़्यादातर चीज़ों की प्रिवेंशन पता चल जाएगी.
नहीं तो ये जो एजुकेशन है, मैं वही कह रही हूँ, ये किस तरह आएगी?
ये इसी तरह ही आएगी कि आप प्रेगनेंसी में जिस तरह आप अपने डॉक्टर्स के पास जाते हैं ना, आई एम बेसिकली अग्रीइंग विद व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, कंसल्टेशन जैसे आप अपने गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाते हैं, हर महीने जाते हैं, हर हफ्ते फिर जाना शुरू होते हैं, एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. उसी तरह से थोड़ा सा टाइम, इतना ज़्यादा भी आपको नहीं लगाने की ज़रूरत है, 1 या 2 दफ़ा आप लैक्टेशन कंसल्टेंट से बात ज़रूर कर लें, एटलीस्ट फिगर आउट कर लें कि किसके पास जाना है आपने, ठीक है. बिकॉज आपको पीडियाट्रिशियन भी, आई ऑलवेज टेल मदर्स कि वो अगर प्रेग्नेंट हैं तो मे बी फिगर आउट विच पीडियाट्रिशियन यू गोना चूज एज वेल, ठीक है. सो दैट्स ऑल्सो गुड थिंग टू हैव. कीप इन माइंड कि इफ़ यू हैव एनी इशूज़, तो पहली चीज़ ये कि वो उस एजुकेशन से आएगा आपके पास कि आपको कब बताना है कि आपके पास इशू है कोई, ठीक है. और जब वो इशू आए तो आपके पास कोई ऐसा इंसान हो जहाँ पे आप वो जा सकें, ठीक है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली देयर इज़ नॉट टू मैनी पीपल इन पाकिस्तान राइट नाउ, बट वी आर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स फिक्सिंग दैट, ठीक है. देयर आर पीपल हु हैव शोन इंटरेस्ट एंड आई एम हेल्पिंग देम get certified, get into the field. So things will get better in the next few years, but up until then,
I think we'll definitely see that. Because there has been a lot of conversation around these things, and people are speaking up and people are talking. कुछ चीज़ें जो I think मतलब हम लोगों ने गायनोकोलॉजी मतलब गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट के पास सब जाते हैं, आपका वो आपसे आपकी लेबर की भी बात करते हैं, वो आपसे आपकी एपिड्यूरल की भी बात करते हैं, आपको एनेस्थीसिस से भी मिलाते हैं, बर्थ प्लान भी आपका होता है. बट देयर आर कपल ऑफ थिंग्स विच फॉर सम रीज़न वी हैव assumed कि people women should be, mothers should be able to figure out on their own, like breastfeeding. And the other thing I feel like is postpartum depression, or just baby blues ke, just that which starts that downhill journey for a woman. Right. So वो एक mental health और ये breastfeeding वाली जो चीज़ है वो कभी खाते में नहीं ना आई. Because I've heard a lot of women say that belong to my mom's generation कि क्या PPD क्या मतलब what is this new thing, because there is no such thing, a mother knows what to do, वो कर लेगी, वो ये होगा, but that's not the case.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. And because of all these things that these women are saying, औरतों को और भी मुश्किल होता है to vocalize, to articulate their issues, because they will be like, there's something wrong with me, and this is not natural. So how will they go and seek help also, right? और ये वाली भी चीज़ भी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है कि अगर एक औरत है वो पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन से गुजर रही है, या एंग्जाइटी या एनी वन ऑफ दोज थिंग्स पोस्टपार्टम, तो क्विकली वो एक आता है कि शुक्र करो तुम्हारे पास बच्चा है, तुम किस तरह
oh my God, हाँ कि मतलब आपको gratitude होना चाहिए that you have a healthy baby and all of that. अल्लाह का शुक्र करो, ये क्या कर रही हो तुम, ऐसी एक कोई बात नहीं है करने, ये नाशुक्रापन है. ये जो एक जो बात आती है ना, वो और ही औरत को मार देती है. और so as part of my studies and because I'm a lactation counselor, एक बहुत बड़ा part उसका counseling भी है. So I also screen my consults to people who come in to see me, कि I also screen them for PPD, ठीक है, because immediate बहुत सारी माएँ immediately after birth आ रही हैं ना मेरे पास, so I am the first contact with them to figure out and then maybe suggest कि if you need to go see someone for this or to help them with it. But it's very important that pediatricians should be knowledgeable about it. Gynecologist should be 6 week आपका checkup होगा postpartum. They should be screening you against. There are tools developed in the medical world, in the entire scenario. They have tools developed to check it. वो उनके questionnaires हैं, उनके चीज़ें already developed हैं. You don't have to step out of your way. So even for mothers, I would say कि even if you do like a quick Google search, ठीक है, and look up कि PPD के साइंस क्या हैं या PPD का क्वेश्चनर आप ढूंढ लें कोई भी, and go through it on your own. And if there are some things that are brightening up on that for you, yeah, they're making sense to you that you're feeling that way, then please do get help.
Yeah.
Because PPD is very, very real. And in our society, it just gets aggravated because nobody around us understands it.
Yes, and you can't even, again, वही बात है कि how do you get help when you can't even tell someone that I'm feeling sad because they will say you are being ungrateful.
मतलब imagine कि कोई माँ उठ के ये नहीं कह सकती कि मेरा दिल नहीं चाहता कि मैं अपने बच्चे को हाथ लगाऊं. सोचो कि उस औरत के साथ क्या हो जाएगी यहाँ पे अगर वो किसी के सामने ये बात कह दे. But mothers feel that way.
ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. आप ये भी नहीं कह सकते कि
मैं थक गई हूँ,
मेरी नींदें नहीं पूरी होती. कि भाई you get to hear एक तो बहुत तुम नाशुक्री हो, और दूसरा सारी औरतों ने
किया. तुम कौन सा अनोखा काम कर रही हो,
कोई बहुत वो तीर नहीं मारी,
हमने भी बच्चे पाले हैं. वो जो एक जुमला आ जाता है ना, तो मैं कहती हूँ अरे
then this woman will never ever tell people that she is going through something.
And it's so unfortunate that आप अपनी generations and generations of women को आप इतना दबाए चले जा रहे हैं, उनको कहे चले जा रहे हैं. मतलब even to the extent that mothers who would come to me and tell me कि मेरे से नहीं हो रहा और ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है and all of that, I go like your health comes first. पहली चीज़ जो मैं सजेस्ट करती हूँ, मैं कहती हूँ कि get some help. कोई दोस्त झूठे मुंह भी कहे ना कि मैंने हेल्प करना है, उसे कहो आ जाओ इधर आओ और बैठ जाओ और मैं सोने लगी हूँ, ठीक है. ऐसे करना है. थोड़ा सा हमें वो जो हमारी मुरव्वत है ना, थोड़ा सा उसको बैक सीट पे रखने की जरूरत है. व्हेन यू बिकम अ न्यू मदर, थोड़ा सा आप जो है ना थोड़े से ब्लंट हो जाएं. कोई भी हेल्प मांग के लिए कहे ना कि कोई हेल्प चाहिए, कुछ चाहिए, तो ये नहीं कहना नहीं शुक्रिया, कोई ऐसी बात बिल्कुल नहीं कहना. ये उनसे क्या आप आ जाएं, किस दिन आएंगे मैं जरा कैलेंडर में लिख लूँ. Put them up in a calendar. Define when they will come over. They can cook you a meal. They can clean your house. They can sit for you with your baby. Whatever you need. Put it on them, यार. आपके दोस्त हैं, वो मुश्किल वक्त में नहीं काम आएंगे. और उनके लिए आप उनको ये तो नहीं कह रहे कि आप मतलब लैक्टेशन इंड्यूस करके बच्चे को दूध पिला दें. आप उनको कह रहे हैं बच्चे को 2 मिनट देख लो, मैं सो जाती हूँ. Everybody will be willing to hold the baby. ठीक है, because everyone loves babies, right? So वो खुशी से करेंगे. आप मांगना सीखें, आप
अपने आप को
ब्रेक देना सीखें, आप अपने आप को अपनी प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट पे डालना सीखें.
So Hareem, this is not something that obviously this whole lactation and being a lactation counselor and everything started after your own breastfeeding journey, and you developed a passion for it, which means that this is not something that you always wanted to be or do. So were you before this? What were you doing before this? Because now you're doing this full time. So
yes.
Can you tell a little about that?
For around 20 years, I was in the corporate side of work. I'm an accountant, so I'm an ACCA, and I worked for 20 years. I was also director finance for a couple of companies, and then So yeah, that's my previous life. I've been a finance professional for as long as I can remember.
So you just gave it up?
I just gave it up, and frankly speaking, I gave it up when I got pregnant.
Acha.
And I did not plan on giving up finance. It's still...
You took a break?
Really, I didn't take a break. I actually set up a company of my own, right, while I was pregnant. And it was an e-commerce platform, right? A year into it, we came across some legal issues, and, you know, we had to push certain people off. And it went a little difficult. It was working really well up until then. We broke even. It was going really well. A year into it, we ran into some legal issues and we had to pull it down. Somewhere along that, I realized that, you know, once I've done it, it was done and it was working on its own. I had automated everything and I was losing interest. I lost interest.
Acha.
I was like, yeah, this is not my passion. This is not like my calling. It's great. It's good to have, but, you know, something else. वो feel नहीं आ रही.
फायदा क्या?
ठीक है ना? Then I started another thing, which was a periods comfort subscription box by the name of Dot. And I used to run that. I ran it for like a couple of years, in fact 3 years. And meanwhile, alongside, this was all while my child was, you know, I started Dot when she was like a year old or something, less than a year old. So meanwhile, my help to breastfeeding mothers was continuously escalating on the side. So वो आहिस्ता वो बढ़ता चला गया. It came to a point in December 2019 that I said कि ये नहीं हो रहा मेरे से सब कुछ, you know, I can't do everything together. So what I'll do is I'll close down Dot for a little while and I will revamp it and relaunch it in a business model that I can manage most of it remotely, you know, other people do most of the things and, you know, business remodeling करनी थी उसकी. COVID आ गया, ठीक है. When COVID आ गया तो अब the thing is कि मैंने तब से ही अपनी lactation वाली पढ़ाइयाँ चीज़ें शुरू कर चुकी थी. Lactation वाले काम ने, especially through all of that and with my obsession with studying so much, कि मतलब 90 hours चाहिए IBCLC के लिए, but I've done 122 by now. But ये कि वो मैं पढ़ती गई and slowly this just took over my life.
Yeah, and I think वो आपको फिर समझ आ गई कि true calling
जो थी ना वो ये है, because and I've had multiple people come up to me and tell me that, you know. So मुझे खुद भी मैं इतनी को मैं जंगली हुई थी कि मैं बस लगी हुई हूँ काम में, मैं सोच नहीं रही हूँ कि मैं क्या कर रही हूँ. But a lot of things, people have come to me and told me that Hareem, you have a gift with this. You know? You really, this is what you were meant to do. You know?
And I think one can start to tell that this is what I was meant to do.
इसमें मैं मतलब रातें भी जागती रहूँगी, मैं physically थक जाऊँगी, but mentally I will still be able to help 10 more mothers, you know. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, really makes the decision for you. So, business चलाए, सब कुछ किया, वो सब कुछ सही भी किया, फिर भी उसको छोड़ दिया. और अभी भी, I mean, I still keep getting people coming in from Dot के अच्छा फलां चीज़ हमें आपके पास है, and I was like यार है, भेज देते हैं, but we're not working, we're not, you know, it's done and over with, because I don't have the, I think this in itself is a giant. And this needs me more. I mean, ऐसे तो बहुत कमा लिया जिंदगी में. But
all right. So thank you so much, Hareem, for giving us your time and sharing all this information with all the women who are watching Happy Chirp. बहुत ही एक important चीज़ है, बहुत lost in translation, lost through generations एक मसला है. So I really appreciate the time that you took out for me and women who are following this platform. And I hope that Lack Nation grows and you are able to help a lot more women in the coming future. Do you have any other future goals for Lack Nation?
I do have goals for Lack Nation which are hefty and huge, and maybe you laugh at me.
No,
so I won't say too much, but so my goal with Lack Nation is to ensure that there are so many more Lack Nations. Right? It's not about my thing
Your platform,
going or me going
it's about
forward.
meeting the end purpose, which is helping
Yes.
more women
So
through this.
my biggest goal is to attract people to this field of work. Right? So doctors, pediatricians, gynecologists and people, so people, I am developing courses for doctors who might not want to go with such a hefty and long certification.
Acha.
Right? So there's a small course that I feel
Kuch
even
basic to.
general physician should know that if a breastfeeding mother is walking through their doors, then they should be able to manage that. My biggest goal is that, we are able to move the needle on that infant mortality rate using breastfeeding. And I know for a fact that it is possible. That is my end goal.
Well, I hope that we're able to see that happen for Pakistan, and maybe we will if we have people like you working in this area with such passion.
I hope from your platform that so many more people come to me and other people and, at least start searching about this profession and getting into it.
Huh.
I want other people to do this. I don't want to be alone.
The
it's
only
getting
one.
too lonely.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Happy Chirp. I hope that there was a lot you learned from it. You can get a personal consultation with Hareem and I can vouch for it. I took it. It was life-changing. A lot of things that I didn't know, and I'm sure that it's going to make, inshallah, my breastfeeding journey much easier. And with Hareem to turn to, inshallah, it will be. So she's available. Where are you available?
I'm available at Lahore Children's Center in Lahore if you want to come in for a personal consult. Apart from that, my consults are online and globally accessible. So I do global consults everywhere. So that is, you can get those details. I can share them with you and you can share on your page as well. I have a page on Calendly. So it's calendly.com/Hareem.
Okay.
That's pretty simple. So
yeah, that's where you can get in touch with her for your consultation. Thank you so much for watching, and Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.